Hi everybody, Marguerite here. The theme for this summer's postcard art exchange was "This is where I'm from." Every quarter I do an art exchange, or at least I try to do an art exchange every quarter, and the purpose is to encourage people to create and to share their collage art. Usually I request that all collages are made with at least 1/3 of vintage or vintage styled ephemera, and that was the case for this theme as well. I wanted to tell you a little bit about where this theme came from and show you some examples of art that was submitted for the exchange. So I had the idea for this theme a little bit earlier in the year when my 4th grader asked to go to a historical place in California. I am originally from California, born and raised. I was born in Los Angeles, grew up in San Diego, and now I'm in the South Bay of the San Francisco Bay Area. So it was really interesting and really great that my 4th grader wanted to see a historic place in California. Some of the first visitors to the California coast were the Spanish and Portuguese explorers. In addition to creating military forts, the Spaniards also established a bunch of missions up and down the California coast. The mission that my family and I visited was the mission at San Juan Capistrano, which was established in 1776. And it was back in April, in spring, and I think it was the perfect time of the year to go because the flowers and the nature were extraordinary. It was sunny and warm, but there was a coastal breeze which made everything that much more pleasant. The nature was so incredibly vibrant, and what was really neat was that I got to see some native California flowers and plants mixed in with some really exotic things that the groundspeople had decided to grow. And this combination of colors and heights, some tall, some short, bushes, trees, cactus and roses, it was just a really interesting combination of plants, things that I had not really thought or considered, might work together. So it was just really fascinating to see all these things growing in this environment, this old environment. The church ruins are very, very big and they're very impressive. It's not something that you would typically find in California. So I knew that I wanted to create a postcard, a collage postcard of California and the different parts of California. So I created this postcard, and it has, of course, the California poppy right in the middle, because that is the state flower. And I wanted to include just little elements of where I'm from now, including San Francisco Bay Area and Santa Clara County, and a bit of the ocean, and also ruins from the mission San Juan Capistrano. Now let me pull out some envelopes of what others have sent in to me to show you how they took this theme and interpreted it through some beautiful postcard collage art. All right, I've grabbed a big stack on my desk, and let's start with Jean Franks Beck, who is from the birthplace of independence in the United States, which is Pennsylvania. We've got the Liberty Bell and the Congress signing a Declaration of Independence. This postage stamp is very interesting. She writes on the back of her postcard that the stamp depicts the process of harvesting ice off a frozen lake, as was done by my ancestors in my hometown of Pennsylvania. Very cool. I had no idea what that was, so I really thought that was interesting to have that as part of her postcard. Next, we have Jeanette Croning with cards from Minnesota. These are really neat. We've got a nice postmark here, some very pretty, colorful, illustrated images, and some bits of map. All in all, really nice colors. Marvelous Minnesota Vacationer's Paradise. This is cool, so inviting. I really like these two. Joanne McFadden has these two at first, and she says, "Greetings from Charlton, New York. I grew up in California, but Charlton has been my home for almost 26 years, and Charlton is in New York." So these ones are from California first, California Poppy, Highway 1, Mickey Mouse, Los Angeles. Very cute. This is Newberry Park, and over here is Thousand Oaks. Artichokes I see on both of these. That's really interesting because we do grow a lot of artichokes in California. I don't know why. One of the missions here, and the Queen Mary, which is the big ship located in Long Beach. And then of course she has also one from Charlton in New York, which is also very nice with the bird, local bird, and a postcard from the Adirondack Mountains. These are from Trudy Tantalo. She is writing from Seattle, Washington. Really nice landscapes, and this little tiny cutout of the state is cool. Of course, you probably recognize the Space Needle in Seattle, and also here. Really cool, nice colors, and there's this little framing outline on the back of these, which is really cool. Lori DeWar says, "I chose to share my heritage to address the prompt, 'This is where I'm from.' My ancestors were leaders of the Plymouth colony, and several have been noted members in the history of America." Very, very cool. There's authentic stamps. These are real, unused. Here, 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 and here. This one has a little postmark on it. I like the different shades of black and whites, and then the color from these stamps really stands out. There's a little bit of rubber stamping down here and over here. Also over here, it just adds to the whole interest of the collage. Pat Bishop is from Kansas, and wow, the Wizard of Oz is front and center of these postcards. So cool. Even the shoes sparkle, if you can see. It's really cool, really cool. These cutouts are very vibrant and colorful, and we've got the layout of Kansas City in the background. I love the colors on these, bright, vibrant yellows, green, red. These are just awesome. Lori Davis sent this from Indianapolis, Indiana. What's really cool about this is she has a very neutral background. Looks like it's done with a pattern paper. And then there's this yellow map of Indianapolis. And then we have some logos of professional teams, and of course the car racing Indy 500. Hope Crandall has some that she has sent in from Portland, Oregon, and they are all done in this theme with these vintage ladies that are cut out, fussy cut out. And then the background, it feels like magazine. It feels like magazine paper. So that's a little bit more modern style of a image in the background. But then we have these very vintage images. These ladies, they just kind of pop out from the background. Maria Clark from Maine. She says, "Maine is known for its rocky coast, lighthouses, lobster, blueberries, and its tall pines." Neat, very neat. This is a combination of black and white, kind of cream colored text, and then images of course, the pine, birds, and then some illustrations. This postcard is really vibrant. The colors just stand out so much, and the combination of the images that she chose really well balanced through the whole postcard. Gina Pisello sent in postcards, and this one I really loved. I love it because it has this background paper that is just eco dyed, and she has a little bit of watercolors on the side of a vintage paper. We've got some map in the back, of course, some shorthand, and then the bird, which just really stands out in front of that eco dyed paper. Joan Petronovich sent these in from Chicago, Illinois. What I love about these is she cut out these buildings, fussy cut the buildings, and then layered a vintage photo behind it. And then on top, or on the very base, she has a map. And then we have also these matchbook covers. This one also I love because it has this train theme, timetable, and commutes, rides between Chicago and Lille. And then please keep your feet off the seats and upstairs railing. Very, very cool. Marcia Mayola sent this one in from Iowa. It has got some great images and the John Deere tractor, the corn. It's all classic, all classic. And the colors, again, the yellows and the greens, everything just kind of really pops. Very well done. These are from C. Sidoris, and she sent in cards from Alabama, Fairhope, Alabama. These images are black and white, and then some of them she colored in by hand. We have a little bit of map on both of them, and then some very vibrant things like the postage stamp and the flowers. This little element is torn out, and the torn edges really, really works well with the background. And there's also this piece of postcard over here, which is really cool. And then she glued in this label that says Alabama on the top. Judith Stanford sent these from Canada. These are very, very vibrant and colorful. We've got some map in the background. This is a really cool illustrated black and white, where this is more colorful with the individual provinces. And then lots of stamps, of course, because that's very colorful. And some images of famous people from Canada. Grace Eng is from Germantown, Maryland, but originally she was from Malaysia. She sent in these beautiful cards, and she explains on the back of her postcard that this part of Malaysia is known for this style of architecture. And she has a really cool design elements in the background, and then she has some labels where she typed in or has the text typed in just perfectly. Really cool washi tape also. Here's a couple more. They're all so well done. Really, really beautiful. We've got the reds, and then you know, contrasting with blues and yellows. Just gorgeous. Aisling Hassett from Ireland. These are so neat. What's also cool is she wrapped the map all the way over and then has a piece to cover for the postcard part. We've got a piece of currency in the back, just layers of a bunch of neat things. There's some text, looks like in, I guess, the local native language. Really cool postage stamps, and a little saying, "The journey is the destination, always take the scenic route." Chiara Duranti from Italy sent these in. She is from Trieste in Italy. There are so many gorgeous pieces of imagery, of architecture. I'm a huge fan of architecture, and so that as a theme is really appealing to me. They're just loaded with so much stuff to look at and very, very colorful. Sally Merrick from Shrewsbury in the UK sent these. These are so cool. She says that Charles Darwin was born in Shrewsbury, and she has a bunch of very interesting things that she put in her cards. She has a famous poet, and this, along with the kind of interesting parts of Shrewsbury history, along with maps. I love this. There is a recipe for Shrewsbury biscuits. How clever is that? And it goes, and you'd never think that you could combine these two things. And also the florals in here, it's just amazing. And of course, here's Charles Darwin. Let me show you the other two that she sent in. The Origin of Species, Darwin. We've got a postage stamp from the UK. More buildings over here. And this purple, current Shrewsbury biscuits. And then the purple is also shown in the flowers that are chosen for the other part of the collage. This is from Inga in the Netherlands. She has got some gorgeous colors here. A little bit of map in the background, some postage stamps, and then advertisements. We have rubber stamping here and here. Cute washi tape. Look at this. It's got tulips on it. How cute is that? This red washi tape also is really effective in bringing attention to these other colorful elements in this collage. Petra de Smit, she is also from the Netherlands and sent in some really, really interesting cards. She tore these out and fussy tore them, if you can even use that as a description. You know, tore them so carefully just in the shape of the building itself. We have all these really cool illustrations, neat postcards. This is a cutout of, I guess, of a cultural a folk costume, which is really neat. We've got some windmills, which is also really cool. Here are a couple more windmills, neat cutouts, and these illustrations are just great. This is from Jane Haddon in the Channel Islands. I really like this really soft, muted background. We've got this image of, it looks like well, it's a photograph, but it's a vintage one probably from the 1950s. And this is the focal point of the collage. And then it's just kind of balanced out with these background papers, these postage stamps at other ends, and then just some small details to help just bring out those colors. There's a really interesting piece of washi tape that goes across the very back, but you can't even see it very much because it's at the very base layer. So it's just a really nice composition. These cards are from Jane Lane. She is from Lichfield. These cards are really cool because she's got cutouts of interesting places in Lichfield and lots of architecture. We have also on the back this brief history of Lichfield, which is really neat that she put that in there. So all in all, we've got some really cool postcards with cool history of Lichfield. So that is it. I have a lot of postcards still to go through. I have about 140 submissions for this exchange, so I'm still going through them. I will be finishing up exchanging and mailing them out in the next week or so. Thank you to everybody who participated. These cards are absolutely lovely. I've enjoyed going through them, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the ones that I've shared with you today.